It's time for Culture Shark. Hello, I'm Final Monkey,
And I'm Caleb.
and today we will be talking about a Nintendo Direct that came out of nowhere last week, although we kind of knew it was coming. But
Yeah.
nothing really announced, but so we'll be talking about that. Kind of a boring Direct, really
Yeah.
quiet.
I mean, like, even the PlayStation one was better. Like, what?
Yeah, I
Like,
was.
the Switch has no games. It's the problem.
Yeah, I was much more into the Ubisoft presentation. I don't know where I'm going with this. Okay, but no, we were super hyped for the Nintendo Direct last week, and we will be breaking down why we were so excited. Um, but before then, Caleb, how you been doing?
I'm good. I'm good. So just to point this out, there is a little bit of a rebranding happening. So we've dropped the pop, and we are now Lenny is the Culture Shark, and we are the Culture Sharks. Um, and reason being is it's a little bit easier to say. It's not as much of a mouthful. And I've also we're going back to number one just because. I don't know. Do you remember back in like 2001, 2002, whenever like all the Marvel issues went back to number one for no reason?
Hmm.
It's kind of like that. So this
Yeah, I
this
mean they go back to number one like every other month anyway. So yes,
yeah.
I know what you're about. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, so that's what we're doing. So I've made a playlist of all of our old shows, all of our old videos. I've got that under Pop Culture Shark Legacy. It's kind of like the Marvel Legacy on Disney Plus. Uh and so this is kind of a slight rebranding. We're leaning more into the culture of Culture Sharks, very very high class, if you will. That's just a Coke Zero. Uh
Yes, yes, we're so classy. We have three fireplaces in our picture back there.
of course, of course.
Yeah, it was super classy. So
Um, but as far as just things that I've been doing this week, um, so I've gotten back. I've pulled out the Switch. The Switch has been packed up pretty much since we moved, and I haven't busted it out. So I felt like playing some stuff. Um, and yeah, it's Nintendo's just a lot of fun. Like that's what it comes down to. It's I'm not gonna s- it none of it is necessarily high. I was about to say none of it's high art. No, a lot of it's not like high art. Some of it's like just like turn your brain off, relax, and it's what video games technically should be. Because like a lot of games that I play now, it almost feels like a second job, like
yeah,
MMOs and whatnot. Nintendo games, it's what video games should be. After day work, just sit down and kind of chill out and play some Mario or
yeah.
Tetris or whatever. So I've been doing that. I Hey, what's up, Trippin' Orc? Uh, and watching a little bit of The Expanse, uh, and a little bit of I watched the Batman again this week because Hamish Linklater was announced as voicing Batman in Cape Crusader, and so I kind of got hyped for that. And I love Hamish Linklater. Uh,
I still don't think that's a real person, but we'll continue.
he was in this show. This is his show. I still need.
Okay.
We still need to hang this up. Um, so I it I noticed something interesting, and I don't know if you resonate with this. How many times have you watched Endgame since the theaters?
Twice or once or twice. I don't know.
Okay,
I watch Infinity more than I do Endgame.
so I realize I've only seen it in the theaters, and I may have seen it once after that, but like not the whole thing. And I used to think that it was because it's a 3 hour movie. That's a lot of time to devote. But then I'm like, I'll watch the Lord of the Rings extended editions. I'll watch the the Watchmen Ultimate Cut. I'll watch all these TV shows. I'll watch The Batman, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to look at Endgame. I'm gonna have to. I actually may have to reevaluate my tier list because Endgame might be too high, purely for the fact that it's a 3 hour movie that I don't want to devote time to, and it's not.
I saw Endgame a second time, but that was mostly because my parents hadn't seen it, and so I was watching it with them. And I
Yeah,
think they both fell asleep during it.
yeah,
So
yeah, and it's like it's not necessarily like you can say that oh my god, it's a 3 hour movie. Movies should be 3 hours, and I agree. Movies shouldn't be 3 hours. Um, I think whenever movies started like going above, like way above the 2 hour mark, that started becoming a problem. But at the same time, like I'll devote 3 hours to watch the Batman, but not Infinity War. So like, there's got to be something about Infinity War that like, and it's only the fact that I've maybe seen it like 1.5 times. So I don't know that it was. This is less of a. This is not a rant of the week. This is not like much of anything. This is just an observation that I noticed. I was actually talking with some friends about this week because they have also watched the Batman way more times than they've seen Endgame. Um, and I mean, I always attributed it to it being a 3 hour movie, but I don't think that's it because I watch other 3 hour movies.
uh, yeah, actually, I think I was at my parents' house flipping channels, and Endgame was on. I was like, "Oh, cool, Endgame!" And I watched it for like 5 seconds and turned the channel. It was like, "Oh, there's Nebula. She's trying to warn him that Thanos is back." Oh, okay, I don't care. And I
Yeah,
left and went and watched something else and forgot it was on.
yeah.
So yeah, I think Infinity War is it's a much stronger movie to the
Mhm.
point, and Endgame is just kind of all over the place,
Yeah. Well,
and it's a messier movie.
I think on my tier list I have them neck and neck because I considered them one movie, and then I had Endgame above Infinity War. Um, but now I'm like, I don't even think they're in the same tier. Like,
Interesting. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well. No, I'm saying that I was wrong, and that Infinity War is better, and Endgame should be way lower than
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so it'll be something to revisit. Like,
Maybe
um,
after Deadpool, maybe we'll just kind of pull it up as just a quick look and say any major changes we want to make.
is
And
Deadpool the end of Phase 5?
are there still phases? I don't know. I mean, I know
I
there
don't.
are technically, but
Yeah, they. You know what I think another problem was? Another problem was whenever they started making phases official. That was another problem. Let's
yeah,
see.
and there was no point to them after. I think after Endgame, there's no point to the phases. You know.
Yeah, yeah, and even then, like there the way they stopped, there were no points to phases because if you remember the beginning of Phase 2, I'm sorry, the end of Phase 2 was Ant-Man.
Yeah, and
Why?
I mean, you could kind of see there's a connection with Spider-Man. I'm gonna forget the titles of all these movies.
Far From
No
Home.
Way Home. Is it Far From Home?
That's the
No Way
second
Home.
one.
No, no, I'm talking about the latest, the
Oh, yeah,
latest
yeah, yeah,
phase.
yeah. Like
Like
Phase.
Spider-Man No Way Home and Wakanda Forever and Guardians of the Galaxy 3 there and Thor even are all about saying goodbye.
Yeah,
And so I mean you can kind of see those all kind of fit in the same. There's kind of a story arc, although they would argue it's the multiversal aspect, which I
yeah.
don't care about. So
Okay, so I have it pulled up. Phase 5 starts with Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, then Guardians 3, The Marvels, Deadpool and Wolverine, Captain America: Brave New World, and Thunderbolts Asterix. And that's what I'm gonna call it until they until they reveal the actual name is Dark Avengers, I'm gonna call it
Yeah,
Thunderbolt
it is Dark
Asterix.
Avengers. It's so dumb.
Um,
Which gives me hope maybe they'll use the Thunderbolts name at a later date as the actual Thunderbolts movie with Baron Zemo and everybody.
I think the Thunderbolts is gonna be kind of like Task Force X.
Yeah.
But and then Sebastian Stan as he's like, oh, so we're the Patsies with some kind of Dark Avengers, like a Will Smith line. So yeah, if we're talking about phases, we are in the middle of phase 5.
I was just thinking that eventually we're gonna get, what is this? Some kind of Crisis on Infinite Earths?
So wait. You want us to fight everybody, but you don't want us to tell people? What is this, a secret war?
Nobody's gonna know what we did here.
Oh man, I don't know. Do you remember the? I guarantee you didn't see this movie, but I still think it's funny. The Fan Four Stick.
No, I did not see it.
Do you know how? Do you know how it ends?
I've forgotten if I ever did know. Yeah.
The ending to it is it's like we can be a team, you know. We can be a team. We can, you know, this is our base, and you know he's showing them the Baxter Building,
Yeah.
and then and then Thing very sarcastically says something like, "Oh, this is fantastic," and then and then Miles Teller as Reed goes, "Say that again," and then it cuts to roll credits. Like, say that again. Oh my god! If you think about it, like you've got Miles Teller, you've got Kate Mara, you've got Michael B. Jordan in that movie. Michael B. Jordan played the Human Torch.
Yeah.
Like what happened in that movie? And I just looked it up. Phase 6 is so far we have the Fantastic Four, Blade, Avengers 5, and Secret Wars. Because they're
So
not
just
calling
three movies there because
Yeah.
Blade is not a real movie.
I don't think Avengers 5 is a real movie anymore now. I think I guarantee you that they're not going to do like the Avengers 2-parter this time. I think it's just going to be one movie. I think that they thought that Kang was going to pop off more than, and like this doesn't have to do with any personal things that the actor had gone through or what they did even before all of that. I mean, Kang just was not it, you know.
The reaction to Quantum Mania was very subpar, what they were expecting.
Yeah,
and they just tripped right out of the gate, and it's like, oh, we're pinning everything on this character. Yeah, it
Which what I think is hilarious is how did they not expect that? Because like Ant-Man has never been your big
like you said, Aunt May. I was like, Aunt May has never been your big ticket item.
Oh, hold on. Marissa Tomei, big ticket item. I will say that.
Yeah.
I already seen Blade. Oh yeah, I love it. The one with Norman Reedus. I love that guy. That's right. It's funny to think about how Norman Reedus was like in what was it, Blade 2, right?
Is he? I don't remember.
Oh yeah, Norman Reedus is totally in Blade 2. And I mean it. Have you heard the rumors that Gosling is going to be Ghost Rider?
No, I haven't heard that rumor.
Oh yeah. That's the new rumor, and I'm just like, man, we had Norman Reedus right there. Norman Reedus needs to be Ghost Rider.
Yeah,
like,
that would make more sense. Yeah.
I think
yeah.
Ryan Gosling needs to be Nova. That I still stand by that.
So Caleb sends me a message this week saying we're gonna get straight to the point, jump right into Nintendo this week, and we've spent 10 minutes talking about Marvel out of
I
nowhere.
know,
So
I know. I don't even know how we got here. Oh, because I was talking about how
yeah,
Endgame is
yeah,
3 hours long. This live stream is going to be 3 hours long. Uh,
yeah.
uh, well, how was your week? How's that going?
Pretty good. I finally unlocked all the new characters on Vampire Survivor and all the weapons and stuff
Oh, is that
for
the
the
Contra one?
DLC. Where yeah, Contra and Among Us. So I've been playing a lot of that. Still fun. I look forward to whatever the next wacky DLC will be. It's just a simple, relaxing
Yeah,
game.
Ryan Reynolds he was Hannibal. I remember that.
I was watching. We were watching the Wolverine movies, and so I started watching the first Wolverine movie. I was like, "Oh yeah, Ryan Reynolds is in this." I forgot that we had made a big deal about how bad Deadpool is, and I just totally forget. Oh yeah, Ryan Reynolds has actually already done a Wolverine movie with Hugh Jackman.
Let's get one thing straight. Like when Ryan Reynolds is Ryan Reynolds, he's really good in that movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Like his whole okay, people are dead. And he comes in, it's like, wait, if you didn't have that mouth of yours, you'd be the perfect soldier.
It's like, what? Oh, Fox.
Yeah.
Some Fox has. I've been watching a lot of things about the X-Men movies. I've been tempted to, because my kids haven't seen most of them, so I've been tempted to watch some with them before
They're
Wolverine
good.
Deadpool.
They're good.
And I forget how much fun some of them are. So yeah, I've been watching. I found a new channel called the Thrifty Typewriter, and he does like a timeline video of X-Men movies, trying to put them in order and stuff. And
Trying.
yeah, and so he went through and reviewed them all and stuff, and so he really loves all the X-Men movies, so well, I mean, except for like New Mutants and
Yeah. I mean,
I guess the last one.
I'm the same way. Like I even like Last Stand to a point. Like
Yeah. I thought about watching with my kids, or at least Matthew, since he's went home, the first three, and then maybe First Class, and end with Days of Future Past. I think that's a nice little 5 movie chunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
You
other than that, not much other than watching several reactions to the Nintendo Direct.
That's
So,
really it. Is like I can make this about how Endgame's 3 hours long, but that's not been my week. My week has been like Nintendo Directs. So many. Honestly, I've been seeing people's reactions, and I've been like, I kind of gone. There's a specific trailer that we'll talk about soon. That I've kind of gone frame by frame. And another, I found out that another YouTuber that's much bigger than us went frame by frame, and I'm like, oh, I guess I can't make that a video, but
well, I think it's interesting watching people react. There's different games that different people got excited for. Like there was something for everybody
oh
in this
yeah,
Direct. Even if you didn't like this game, just wait. There's going to be something that you like in this Direct.
yeah, and like I mean, even whenever, and we'll get to this, but whenever I made the list, you were like, "There's some games on there that you put that you didn't put that I liked." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, what were you thinking of?" And like, I'll be honest, they weren't even games that I considered.
Yeah,
Uh,
and I don't know if this is the greatest Direct ever. I want to say it is.
it is.
I think of the one where they announced Metroid Prime 4, and I think that had the Smash Brothers. Everyone's here. I want to say that was the same Direct. I think it's either that Direct or this Direct. I mean, but that's how good this Direct was. It was way up there.
If that is the case, then that means that Ultimate and Dragon Ball Fighters were announced at the same E3.
I want to say it was. I want to say because that Direct was just like I remember Roger's base was just crying the whole thing, like just freaking out. And
No, I'm pretty sure Metroid Prime 4 was announced in 2017, and then Ultimate was announced in 2018. Um, let's see.
Whichever one Metroid Prime 4 is announced at, I just remember that being a solid, very solid direct, where everybody was just, it was like blowing their minds how good that direct was.
I want to say that it was just blowing people's minds because they announced Metroid Prime 4.
But I thought there was a bunch of maybe they announced, there was, maybe that's where they announced Smash Ultimate. I don't remember.
Mm. No. Nintendo announced Metroid Prime 4 during the Direct at E3 2017, and then they announced Ultimate at E3 2018. So I'm gonna
Okay.
go. I'm gonna go ahead and say that what we have in front of us is the best Direct they've ever had.
Okay.
That is going. That is not a Culture Sharks statement. That is a Caleb statement. This is the best Direct that they have ever done. Let's see. Um. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm way off. Ignore me. Ignore me.
No, yeah, cause I mean, like, I think of stuff in fighting game timelines, so I'm like, yeah, Metroid Prime 4. It was announced the same E3 that Dragon Ball Fighters was. um,
Yeah,
cause that,
the Mario one, or I'm sorry, the Metroid Prime 4 one was Mario Odyssey, Fire Emblem Warriors, and Metroid 2 Return of Samus remake. Um,
yeah,
Samus Returns.
that is a very good direct.
Yeah.
This is something else. What we
No, yeah, you're right. You're right.
have.
I was mixing two directs
Yeah,
together. Yeah.
yeah, like this. What we have in front of us is unprecedented. That being said, do you want to, do you have any this is still your weekend checkup, unless you want to go ahead and hop
I
into
don't.
it.
I watched. We watched Red Dawn with my youngest son. He's a
I did,
history buff.
I did hear about that. What do you think about it?
Oh, he really liked it. We'll probably watch War Games or something next.
So here's my question, and keep in mind, I like this the movie I'm about to say. I like it for a very specific reason. Um, but have you all seen the remake with Josh Peck?
My wife has. I have not seen it.
Okay, so I like it for a very specific reason. It kind of came out at the perfect time for me because I was a teenager. I was obsessed with Modern Warfare 2, and Modern Warfare 2 was basically like Red Dawn, where it was the Russians invading the
Hmm.
United States, and so like you're at like a Burger King defending it because it's
Yeah, yeah.
it's not a Burger King, it's Burger Town. And so like when I went to go see it with all my friends, we all played Call of Duty together. Like it was just kind of like the perfect time. And so like I couldn't speak to the quality of the movie, but I love Chris Hemsworth, I love Josh Peck, and oh, that one chick who she played Lady J in Retaliation. She's in it too.
Oh, okay.
Um, but
Um,
but yeah,
yeah. So
it's a good
the
one.
funny thing about Red Dawn was the one in the '80s was afterwards pulling it up on Google, people asking, "Did this really happen?" That was the funniest part.
Jeez.
I worry about our country, Caleb, but that's a whole other. That I'm not even gonna go there because I will be sidetracked forever. So,
That's
uh,
not even this. That's not this channel, you know.
yeah. So we're about to talk Nintendo. So we need to say this more often.
Nintendo.
Hit like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about this channel. We
Yeah,
really want to. We try really hard not to complain about pop culture. We want to
yeah,
celebrate it. So we try to find things we really like. So
yeah,
today, let's get to the Nintendo Direct. Caleb,
yeah.
what's first on our list?
So this one, you know how you were talking about how um there was something for everybody and like not everyone would understand. This first one is solely for me. I was the only one looking for this.
Okay.
um So this is a game called Fantasian. Are you familiar with this at all?
I knew it was a Apple exclusive, and
Yeah.
then when someone pointed out that all the backgrounds are actual pictures of like models and stuff, I was like, "Oh, it is." like
Yep.
if you took like a Dungeons and Dragons terrain or
Mhm.
any of those handheld or
Yep.
miniatures games.
Yes. So this is a game that so I actually considered getting Apple Arcade just to play this game.
Oh, okay.
Uh, this is by Hironobu Sakaguchi. Um, Hironobu Sakaguchi worked on this game. Akira Toriyama worked on this game. I'm trying to remember. The whole point is this is the Chrono Trigger team that worked on this game, like the Dream Team. This is their game that it came out in like 2018 or something like that. Maybe a little bit later than that. Um, and so with this being worked on by Akira Toriyama, Hironobu Sakaguchi, the classic Chrono Trigger team, I was so fascinated by this. I love the art style. I really did consider getting Apple Arcade so I could play this game, and now I don't have to. Now I can play this, sitting on my couch, just having a good time, relaxing. I am so excited for this. um, and I mean, like, they're I'm not gonna say that this. Okay, so here's the thing. This was not game of the direct. Obviously, I would say
Mhm.
for me, this is probably third party game of the direct, just because other things, I can kind of expect. Were some things maybe not expected, but there was a possibility that's like, oh yeah, we might see some Metroid, we might see some Zelda. Who knows what we see? This was not on my bingo card at all. like,
I had actually heard this one was coming, so I had
oh,
heard
okay,
two rumors. I'd heard this, and I heard we'll probably get some type of Zelda where you can play as Zelda.
okay,
I'd
okay.
heard both of those rumors going into this. But for really though, I expected I expect anything coming out the rest of the year. I thought Nintendo was focusing on the Switch 2 or whatever, and
Mhm.
so most of this direct was just like, what,
Yeah.
what?
So I actually have this theory um, that the reason I think that this is the next Nintendo console is going to be like uber backwards compatible.
Hmm.
Um, because you get your releases like PlayStation 5. Like the biggest problem is there are no games. There are no games and it's barely backwards compatible. Um, so there's not and like you can't like things that you bought on PS4 online, like they don't really transfer to PS5. I think everything that was announced in this direct, whether it is downloadable or not, you will be able to play it on your next Nintendo console.
I,
Uh,
I would agree. Yeah.
yeah, I think
And
that
I think that they're going to be focusing on the GameCube library for the Nintendo Online.
yes, 100%, 100%.
Yeah, yeah, and I think I know it didn't sell well, but I think we'll get like a Mario Maker and a Smash Brothers announced at launch. Now, whether it's just Ultimate re-released or something, I think something's coming.
Yeah, yeah. Which that that was an interesting conversation. Go back into our playlists for what we think the next Smash Brothers is going to be. Um, I think my personal favorite idea was actually obviously it was my favorite idea because it was my idea. But
Hmm.
Smash Brothers Zero, going back to just 12 characters and make it the most in-depth combat system possible. Um, like I don't know. It
I don't
sounds.
even. We do so many shows. I don't even remember doing this show. So
Oh, you don't. Okay, okay.
I
I
think
don't even.
I think I had I think I had like a Zelda idea, like a Zelda themed one with guest stars,
Yeah,
or Earthbound probably, and then probably Nintendo versus Sega. I would say were probably
yeah.
my ideas. So
Let's see. Up next, we have. So this is cool. This is so cool. Um, so we have Dragon Quest HD 2D remake. I mean, this looks like Octopath through and through. This is how a remake is done. You know, like I love.
I'm kind of tempted. I remember Dragon Warrior being a big thing when I was a kid, but I never played it.
Mhm.
This is one of those games that the older kids would play on the NES. Like,
Mhm.
oh, you're a little kid, you're not allowed to play that.
Right, right, right.
And so yeah, this might be something that and again, the Switch is a crazy system. We'll talk
Yeah.
about when we get to Marvel versus Capcom, but just the number of games that you can play on the Switch
Oh my god. Yeah, yeah.
is insane. Like, I really don't need another system ever. Like, I've got the
Right, right.
Switch,
I
so
and I mean, I gotta be honest. Like, I've always been a Nintendo guy, and then through my teenage and college years, I was a PlayStation guy. I gotta be honest. Like, I think the PlayStation, out of the three of them, is actually falling by the wayside because Nintendo has got the games. Nintendo has got the classic games, and then as far as Xbox goes, as a consumer, I mean, Game Pass can't be beat. Game Pass is insane. Like,
oh
if you
yeah,
actually take a
yeah.
look at it,
If
and
Game Pass comes to Switch, it's over for the other two consoles. It really
yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah.
Now, I'm not
So
saying that they'll go away, but
yeah,
it'll be a game changer
yeah,
if that ever
yeah,
happens. So
yeah. Like I know a lot of people are like, oh man, Microsoft is making all these weird decisions. They're going to be the ones to fall. And I'm like, now that I'm looking at it just from a consumer standpoint, I'm like, I think it's going to work. I don't know. Like, Game Pass is too good. I think it's going to work. um,
like, okay, picture this: if Sony announced a PS6 coming out in the next 2 years or something, would
they
anybody rush out and buy it?
no,
Like,
because there were
because
no
you're like,
games
because the
on PS5.
PS5, there's no games on the PS5, and yeah, like, would you rush
Yeah,
out and buy a new system because there was never any games for the last system? So you're
yeah,
like, well,
yeah. And
but I
then
think,
like,
wasn't this a joke though with the PS4 having no games for a while, and then eventually it caught back up where there was
mm,
some system where they kept saying PlayStation had no games.
I
I,
think it was.
I
I think Xbox One had no games.
yeah.
Um,
So
but no, I mean, like, the thing with PlayStation is all the games that PlayStation 5 does have are also on Game Pass.
yeah,
Because it's all third party. But back to
yeah,
But oh, go
yeah.
ahead,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I was just
I
gonna
was
say Spider Man's the one title that Sony has and no one else has. But okay,
Yeah,
go ahead.
yeah. So back to Dragon Quest. I do want to point this out because this is from my brother. So Dragon Quest 3 HD2D remake is coming out, and then after this, they're doing Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD2D remake. Reason being is because 1, 2, and 3 are the Erdrick trilogy, but 3 takes place before 1 and 2. So this
Hmm.
one is technically the first one in the timeline. Cameron said I
Right.
had to point that out.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they
I,
pointed out during the direct that yeah, you could
yeah,
play three first and then play one and two. So, and that's the order
sure.
they're coming out in the
Yeah,
remakes. So,
yeah. So I'm excited for this. Next one. This is one of the ones that I didn't have on the list, and it stuck out to you. So, this is the 100 line. Uh, what was it about the game that that
I
stuck out?
just thought this was an intriguing idea, being trapped in a school with a number of students, and you got to survive for 100 days, and all your other students are expendable. They might die, and just the idea of just trying to survive for 100 days. And it looked a little bit like tactics, turn based, whatever
Hmm.
gameplay. And I just this one just jumped out at me. It jumped out to my youngest also. He was interested in this one, so we
Yeah, yeah.
both
Well, I mean,
we've got
he
our eye
he's
on it.
he's He's about as big of a Fire Emblem nut as I am too, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, so, yeah, I mean, like it definitely. I it was, you know what it was? It was one of those things where like I didn't consider it because I'm just like, yeah, whatever. But whenever you said something about it, then I had to go back and watch it, and I'm like, okay, okay, there's something here. This is pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, I need to see more of the game. I'm not saying this is a definite buy, but I think
Yeah,
there's some intriguing ideas here, and some of the character designs are fun, and so I
yeah,
think there's something here that might be really cool.
yeah. And it's kind of like what was that one movie? Cooties. You ever see Cooties?
I know of it. I have
Yeah.
not seen it.
Okay, for those who don't know, it's a movie that stars Elijah Wood, and it's a zombie apocalypse where all the children are the zombies from eating like these infected chicken nuggets, and so the teachers have to survive in a school. It's really
Hmm.
funny. um, so next up, we've got Lego Horizon Adventures. So here, you know how once again you said that there's something for everybody, right? You know, this direct had
Hmm.
everything, something for everybody. This is the one game where I'm like, I don't know who this is for.
What's weird is this is a PlayStation game. Why is it on the
Yeah,
Switch?
yeah, yeah. That's my
It
thing.
even says like PlayStation Productions and everything, and uh, Fortnite's dying to have Nintendo be in Fortnite, and they're like, no, we won't do it if it's going to be on other consoles. Apparently, PlayStation does not care.
Yeah,
so, uh, so yeah, this is an interesting one. I mean, the Lego games are always fun. I
yeah.
tried playing Horizon. My son wanted me to play it, and I got so bogged down reading all the journal entries at the beginning of the game. I just could not get into it. I was just like, okay, I really don't care. So, um, yeah, but I'm sure there's some hardcore Horizon nuts. There are actual Lego sets coming out if they're not out already. Um, so I'm sure this is just kind of a tie-in game,
Yeah,
but still, uh,
it is
yeah, this
like
one's kind of weird. It's kind of like another game we'll talk about here in a minute. Uh, where we're kind of scratching our heads about. So,
but yeah, I mean, for this one specifically, I'm like, who is this for? Because like you can't say that this is for Horizon fans because Horizon fans are only on PlayStation.
that and this IP is awful young for
Yes.
this to all already get a Lego, whatever.
Now I do know that Horizon is the IP that Sony has that at this point is, and this is another thing Cameron said, it's the only IP that Sony has that can compete with Nintendo right now. The only active IP, because you got Sucker Punch used to make Sly Cooper games,
Hmm.
but now they're working on Ghost of Tsushima.
Hmm.
So at this point, like they're not really doing Ratchet and Clank or
Oh
Jack and
yeah.
Daxter
Hmm.
because Naughty Dog is working on Last of Us Part One remastered. Because they just keep remaking that first game. Um, and so I guess Horizon is like their only one that could even be considered family friendly.
Yeah,
Uh,
I guess so. Yeah. It's a weird choice, especially Lego being slapped on there. It's weird, but Lego makes a lot of weird stuff lately. If you
yeah,
if you go to this the Lego aisle, you're like, whoa, what is all
yeah.
So
I mean, we were gonna get the Mega Bloks Halo game. That was a thing at one point. Uh, I, I
wasn't
s-
there wasn't there a Funko Pop Gears of War or something game or something? Or
is
there
that
was a
the is
trailer
that
done.
is that the one that we're about to talk about, or?
No, I thought there was a different. I'll look it up while you pull up the next game. I
All
could have
right,
swore there was a Funko Games of Gears of War
that's hilarious.
game.
All right, well, so next one is Tales of the Shire. Tales of the Shire. This is just it's a Lord of the Rings game, and You know what's weird? I feel like we're going back to 2002 because Lord of the Rings is in the public eye again. Eminem is bringing back Slim Shady to kill him, and we got a Metroid. We're back in 2002, people. Um,
Why is there a duck wearing armor? That's incredible. I just noticed the duck.
oh my
wearing
god, I
armor.
didn't even notice that.
It's like the Untitled Goose Game has snuck into. What if this is really a Untitled Goose Game sequel? They're tricking us. That would be
No, no,
incredible.
no, 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 no. Here's the thing: Tales of the Shot. This is not even a different game. They're just this is the title. Like they finally released the title for.
They finally got the title. Yeah.
They finally got the title, and it's Tales of the Shire. Um, I gotta be honest. Like they showed gameplay. I could not tell you what kind of game this is gonna be. Is this adventure? Is this farming? I'm not sure. Um, but one thing that I do like is this is definitely more Lord of the Rings games that we get now are very Peter Jackson inspired. This one obviously harkening back to the old animated movies from like the when did they come out, like the 80s or something?
The animated movies, maybe been earlier than that. I'm not sure. I feel like they were earlier than that, but I'm not sure. So
But yeah, very very much in that style. Um, I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on this? Like I said, I really couldn't tell you what kind of game this is. It's like adventure
it
farming.
seemed like I've never played like a Tamagotchi Life or something where you're just kind of chilling and hanging out with people, and maybe there would be like little side quests, or maybe like a Harvest Moon. You know, I don't know. I don't think it's just a farming sim. I think there's a little bit more to it, but I couldn't really
Maybe
tell you what.
maybe it's like Animal Crossing or something. Like
Yeah. So I did find it. Gears Pop. It was a handheld game where you played as Funko Pop characters in the Gears universe. So yes.
okay, gotcha. Um, well, I think with that being said, I believe our next one is no, it's not. It's Mio.
Okay, we'll talk about Mio.
Well,
Mio had as soon as the trailer started, no one knew what this game was. I still don't
I
think we
still don't
fully
know.
understand what it is.
No, I just think it look. I just think it looks dope. Like I don't know what it is. It just looks really
Yeah,
cool.
everything looks kind of like that hand drawn, a little bit animation, and the I don't know if that's hair on the character or what. It kind of looks like a spider the way it like
Yeah.
crawls everywhere, and it's obviously a Metroidvania
hmm
type game. But yeah, this one did look really
hmm
cool.
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of Hollow Knight fans got upset because we got another Metroidvania that looks really cool, and it's not Silk Song. Um,
Yeah, why? What is the obsession with Silk Song? I see it brought
I
up
don't.
every direct. I don't know.
I
So
don't know. I think I played through like half of Hollow Knight. Like I think
yeah,
Hollow Knight is okay. Like I see the appeal of it, but at the same time, like I mean, I've played. I think Cave Story's better. Come at me, all you Hollow Knight fans. Um, but no, Mio, Memories in Orbit. I gotta be honest, I actually didn't see the subtitle. I don't know how I missed it. Like, I mean, I was watching this while I was at work, so like I was kind of doing my work and then kind of glancing down, and so I knew this was called Mio, um, but I didn't see the subtitle, so I'm like, oh, Memories in Orbit, I get it. Because to me, Mio is like the little juice that you squirt in your water bottle to give it some flavor. um, but yeah, this is a fun one. This is one that I'm very excited about. Not you know what, I'm gonna take it back. I'm not very excited about it because um, this just I'm excited that we have interesting games again. You know, like we're
oh
not
yeah.
there was a lack of beat 'em ups in this direct, and I was so happy about that. Uh, everyone knows how I feel about beat 'em ups. um, so let's see. I think next one. No, it's not. This is another one that did not. This is another one that did not have an impact on me at all. But you said
So the reason this jumped out at
this is Metal Slug, by the way. The name's not on there.
yeah,
Uh,
uh, this is very similar to the Battle Cats game I used to play with my son.
Battle Cats.
Yes, on the
Oh.
phone, and they had Metal Slug guest characters was one of the events. So obviously the Metal Slug people saw Battle Cats and were like, "Oh, we should just make a Metal Slug game like this," and so they did. Um, so Battle Cats I played religiously for like 5 years straight, and then just finally like, okay, I can't keep doing this every day, so I just kind of stopped cold turkey. But yeah, I could see this. Depending on how much content there is, this could be a really fun game. I guess it's already out, so
Yeah, it came
uh,
out. It came out the day that they announced it. So
yeah,
it is out. I just looked up Battle Cats because I had not heard of it, and I'm like, no, yeah, that looks like a game.
that's definitely a Final Monkey game there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's like through and through.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. What WTH? What is this game?
I don't know. At least Lego Dimensions made sense. This makes no sense whatsoever. It's just like
Who is this for?
I don't know, and it graphically it did not look great.
And
But I
here's the
guess I
the
guess if you've always wanted to play Shaun of the Dead, this will be like your only opportunity ever. you know?
it's such a because here's the thing. We've got Shaun of the Dead. We've got is that 5 from Umbrella Academy?
Yeah, Umbrella Academy's definitely in it.
And then we've got hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. There's one thing. If you look on the opposite side, we have Nicholas Angel from Hot Fuzz. I'm on board with that.
Oh, that is him. Yeah,
I'm on board with that.
is
So we've
that
got
Xena Warrior Princess up there
yes,
above 5 next to
yes,
Voltron and Kit from Knight Rider?
and there's the Cylon. Is
Is that
that
the Mummy at the top? Who's that screaming at the top? I don't know who that is.
I think because I know Brendan Fraser's The Mummy is in this game, so I think that's the Mummy. Um,
Yeah.
and then I just realized I just realized that's Kurt Russell from The Thing. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was. I thought that was John Wick. Yeah, that is. Which I think
Who's
John
this
Wick is in this game.
who's this for?
I don't know.
Hold on. So there's just a random shark. Well, you know what? There's a shark. It's for us. That's who it's for.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
is that Jaws?
That is Jaws. Yeah, and Invincible's up there flying off, and I think is that the DeLorean maybe in the top right
It,
corner. I can't tell.
it
Oh,
might
you know what?
be.
There's names in the background. So Hot Fuzz, Shaun the Dead, Knight Rider, Xena,
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Scott
So
Pilgrim.
so this is Kiki Palmer from Nope.
Oh, that's who that is. I was trying
Oh
to
my,
figure out who that is.
oh my God. And this is Megan.
Yeah, and
Who
Chucky's also back
is
there.
who is this game for?
Yeah, the IP combinations make no sense whatsoever, especially Battlestar Galactica. It's not even the new Battlestar Galactica; it's classic Battlestar Galactica. It's like, it's just like it reminds me of like the Playmobil movie where they just which IPs are not taken. We're taking all of them. Anything that's left above the barrel, we're taking all of them and cramming them into a game. And the game is not going to look that great. It's going to be very questionable graphics. And you just know that they are probably going to release like amiibo type Funkos where you can scan them into the game. You know
Oh
that's
my God.
coming.
No, no, here's the thing. Like if you pre-order it, you get Rick Grimes and Michonne. Like you that's not even a joke. Whenever I was looking up pictures for this, that one popped up too. It's like pre-order and you get the Walking Dead pack with Rick Grimes and Michonne. Uh, Skylanders was a mistake.
Uh,
Skylanders was a mistake. Oh man.
yeah, I can't believe they're focusing, like they even focused on the Nope characters in the trailer. It's like, really? I didn't know it was. I was like, okay, I don't know who this character is running around, and
No. It's gonna be super fun because you're gonna get to play as Glenn from The Walking Dead, and at the same time you can play as his cowboy character from Nope. So you can play as Stephen
and
Yeun
Invincible,
twice. And
and
Invincible!
Invincible.
This is just a
Yes,
Stephen Yeun game.
yeah, yeah.
Oh
And
man,
then you get to,
you let me play as his character from Mayhem, and I'm on board. Let me shoot people with a nail gun. I'm down.
this would be the type of game I would have rented as a child. I wouldn't have bought it, but I would have rented it just to see what the heck was going on.
This is the type of game that you would have bought your children.
Oh yeah, if I knew nothing about, yeah, that's exactly what this is. If you know nothing about games and you're like, oh, my kid likes Funko or Five Nights at Freddy's here.
You know what's gonna be super hilarious is like
My
you know
my
what'd be
kids like
hilarious?
the Knight Rider. Here you go.
No, what would be hilarious is if like there's like super in-depth and necessary FNAF lore in this game that like
Oh,
makes
there is. Yeah.
it's like oh man, Funko Fusion is required playing for FNAF fans.
It'll be like the what was it, the handbook or whatever, where it had like all the lore hidden in it. Like
Yeah.
and on the Freddy stage, if you descramble the word on the on the maze, it'll tell you the name of Purple Guy's grandmother or whatever, and like, oh my gosh.
And then John FNAF is going to be like, and remember, this is just a theory. Do your own research and come to your own conclusions.
John FNAF will be playing it live over and over. Yeah.
Oh my god, he's like,
I'm looking for more secrets. I gotta find more secrets.
No, and the fun thing is you're actually not gonna find FNAF lore in that stage. You're gonna find it in the Shaun of the Dead stage.
Yeah. It'll.
No, you know what would have been sick? Like we don't have to do all this random stuff. We've got plenty of horror IPs. If this was like a Funko horror IP game, that'd be hilarious, With Megan and Nope, Shaun of the Dead, Chucky, FNAF, like Jaws, like that would have been fun. But it's just throwing stuff at the wall. I got nothing else to say.
It's so weird. It
I got
is.
I don't know.
Oh.
And then of course Chris Pratt's in the game because he's in everything.
I'm surprised the Ninja Turtles are not in this game because they've been in everything lately.
This isn't a beat 'em up, so
I guess I don't know.
it's in their contract. They must only ever appear in beat 'em ups.
Yeah, I'm on the website, kind of scrolling around. This is so weird. All right.
Yeah. Okay, so this is another one that did not stick out to me, but obvious. I know why it stuck out to you because it's Looney Tunes. I know exactly why it stuck out.
Well, here's the thing. This game could suck. It could really, really suck, or it could be really fun. I was just watching the backgrounds of the stages, and they had like obscure characters like Babbitt and Costello and stuff. And I was like, oh, this is my game. Here we go. I love it when they stick, these really old, obscure characters in these games.
There's gonna be so much FNAF lore in this game.
Yeah, I really should put Lola Bunny in the thumbnail with all the ladies. And we'll get to why I chose that thumbnail here in a little bit when we get to another game. But yeah, this Looney Tune games are hit or miss. I remember Looney Tune Racing being really fun on the Dreamcast. And then I've played some really bad Bugs Bunny games. So who knows?
I have Tiny Toons on the Super Nintendo, and I hate that game.
There's some game I have, Acme Arsenal, I think it's called, that was on the Wii.
I heard about that one. That one didn't look too bad.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh,
never mind.
pain. It's one of those platformers where you fall and you fall all the way down to the bottom of the stage. Have to start all over. These impossible jumps, and you're just like,
Oh, gotcha,
oh,
gotcha.
it hurt. Yeah. So
Oh,
I'm again, this is not like a must buy, but just I do love that. Obviously, people making this are fans. There's all kinds of obscure stuff in the backgrounds, unless Warner Bros. Like, hey, can you put this in here so we don't lose the copyright or something? I don't know, but yeah. All right, go ahead and go to the next game since you already revealed it.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
I didn't know this was such a big deal
I'm so
until everybody
excited.
started. I hadn't realized that the old games had been taken off
Oh, you
of.
didn't?
No, I because we had them on the PS3 or something,
We
and we just
did.
haven't played them. And I guess they got removed.
Yep.
So
Yep. So after Marvel Infinite came out, Marvel Infinite was kind of like our revival for the Marvel scene. And even then, like I like Marvel Infinite. I really do love Marvel Infinite. A lot of people don't. And so, I mean, that was kind of the death of Marvel versus Capcom. And then in 2020, people got really into um, oh, what's that one program? There's a program.
Mugen.
No, not Mugen. It's a program that allows you to play locally online. So for Marvel vs. Capcom 3, the online is horrible. Lag is so bad to the point where using this other program where you can play local games online is better. Um, I'm trying to think of what it's called, but that caused the revival of Marvel vs. Capcom 3. There was Twitch Rivals Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Maximilian did an entire camp. He did 2 campaigns that were basically free Marvel 2 because they took Marvel 2 off of the store. Um, and there's really been no good way to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 other than stuff like Fightcade. Like all of these games have been relegated to either buying the arcade one up or playing it on Fightcade.
So I'm after this direct, after I saw this, I'm tempted to go get me some better controllers for the Switch. Pick this up, pick up the Capcom Fighting Collection that has all the Night Stalker games and stuff,
Hmm.
and then the Street Fighter 30th anniversary. And then you've got a nice collection of fighting games on the Switch. That's what I'm saying. The Switch is such a good
Yeah.
system with the games that are available.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, you'd be set if you had those 3 games.
Hmm.
Um,
Now this is not only on the Switch. This is on like PC and PlayStation 5 and all that. So it's not relegated to
it's
just Switch, which is exciting for the fighting game community, because uh, that means that these games are likely to be at more and more tournaments as well.
now
Um,
isn't it not on Xbox for some reason or something? There's
no,
some weird snub.
I thought it was on Xbox. I may have like I was just saying. Um,
I saw something about being snubbed, so I don't know. I didn't watch the videos on that, so I
uh,
could be completely wrong.
I would say if anything was snubbed, it would probably be the old consoles, maybe.
Says the announcement came with the reveal that would be coming to Switch, PS4, and Steam. You may know something
Oh,
missing there. That would be Xbox, and Capcom has declined to comment.
well, not just that. PlayStation 5 as well. um, Once again, PlayStation 5 has no games. Um, I don't know. Like, I'll be honest. Like, I don't understand it myself. The Capcom Xbox issues, because I know that like Sony uh kind of has exclusivity when it comes to like Street Fighter, like because you've got Street Fighter 5 and 6 on PlayStation consoles and Steam only. So if that was the case here, it would make sense. But the fact that it's on Switch is definitely a question of why
Yeah,
Xbox is being
and I mean,
snubbed.
this is the first time it's ever been on a Nintendo console.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And I think that Nintendo did not realize how big this announcement was. Because if you watch the direct, it goes from like big game to smaller games to big game, smaller games. And this went from this to Mario Party. And it was like,
yeah.
whoa, 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 whoa. There should have been some smaller games in between. Uh, if you haven't seen Maximilian Dude's reaction, it is so funny. And
Yeah.
how he just ignores every game after
Yeah.
this.
Here's the thing. He is such a humble guy. He does not want to take credit for this. I have to do it. I'm going to give him credit for this. Save Marvel 2, free Marvel 2. I mean, these things that these movements that he started. I mean, he's not the only reason, but he is a big reason as to why we have this now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
And
definitely.
so, and what's cool, he even said this: we're going to be able to have Twitch rivals Marvel 2, because because like people still play Marvel 2, but like the only way you can play it online is Fightcade, and Twitch rivals um, is not going to um, market emulation, because Fightcade is for all intents and purposes emulation. Um, now
The
we
other Yeah, the other thing is this is a physical release, so they cannot take this one away if you
Yes,
buy it physically.
yes,
Yeah, don't buy this
absolutely.
digitally. Do not buy this digitally. Buy this physically.
Yeah, I am so excited. This is I know I said Fantasia was like third party of Fantasian was third party of the game, of the show. But that's more like new games. This is unprecedented for uh a community that I have been a part of for 11 years, for a community that I love so much. This is unprecedented.
Right, and for those who don't know, Caleb and his brother do take part in a lot of these fighting game tournaments.
Yes. Mhm.
So
Yes. So
yeah,
this is huge. This is huge. This was an important moment for us. In
yeah.
fact, Cameron texted me. He's like, "Hey, did you see the direct?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Marvel 2."
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Like we both are excited for what we're about to be talking about. Um,
Uh,
but like a Zelda protagonist Zelda game, that was bound to happen. Metroid Prime 4 was already announced, and we knew that we would be getting information eventually. This was something that we never thought would happen. This is
I mean, Maximilian was told it would never happen, right? He said it
yes,
was. That he was officially told, no, we can't. It's impossible. This will never
yes,
happen again.
yep.
So
Yeah, I mean this is just super important, and so I definitely wanted to dedicate a lot of time to this. And it really comes down to Marvel 2 more than I love the other games. I love Children of the Atom is one of my favorite games of all time.
oh yeah, Johnny
Uh,
Adam is a lot of fun.
and I also love Marvel superheroes. I don't know if you've ever knew about there's this one code that you could put in where you use uh, the Reality Stone. And so the Reality Stone, it kind of works like you press a button and it shoots something at them while like you do your punch and it shoots like an ice at them, or fire, or freeze them. It's something. Well, if you press the select button, you throw pumpkins at people. So you're literally smashing pumpkins on your opponent. It's the most 90s thing ever. I just love these games. Um, but yeah, I don't remember if there's more as far as third party. We might be getting into first party stuff. Yes. Okay. So other unprecedented things. We've got new additions to the Nintendo expansion pack. Metroid Zero Mission. I got to be honest. As soon as I saw that Metroid Zero Mission was coming to the expansion pack, I knew it was coming. Like,
Oh,
like,
okay.
yeah, like I'm. I mean, Metroid Prime 4 was like a big surprise, but I don't know. Like, as soon as Zero Mission showed up, I'm like, this is the time. Like, you're
Well, it became clearer as the direct went on. It was like, oh, Metroid, unless it's like Smash Bros. Or something, Metroid has to be the final
yeah,
announcement because they were dropping all the big titles ahead of
mm,
time. And I was like,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. So Zero Mission, um, Four Swords, playable online. That's gonna be so sick. Um,
Yeah. I've never played through that one, so
yeah.
I'm pretty excited about that one.
So I have the 3DS version, which is where you can play it solo, and I gotta be honest, it is not fun. um,
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
so I'm excited to play this. Then we've got Turok, which Turok is uh, Turok is an interesting choice. Here's the thing: Turok is actually it's one of those things where at the time Turok was like this big deal as far as the N64 goes. Um, and actually, that's another thing. Turok was another thing that tipped me off that Metroid Prime 4 was coming, because for those who don't know, the developers of Turok would go on to found Retro Studios and work on Metroid Prime 1 and 2 before leaving the company again. So getting Metroid Zero Mission and Turok in the same announcement, I'm like, this is subliminally saying Metroid Prime 4 is about to drop. um, so
So Perfect Dark is one of the big announcements for me. I put so many hours into
for
Perfect
for you,
Dark.
for me, for everyone.
Yeah. And the other thing that makes this exciting was they announced that this was the 17 plus group that they were adding this, which means I'm like 99% sure we're getting Conker's Bad Fur Day this year.
That makes
And
sense. I didn't even think about that.
Conker's Bad Fur Day, I think, is the best game on the Nintendo 64. It is so much fun. Have you ever have you played it?
I've played
Um,
it. Yeah.
yeah, just for the variety and the
Oh.
humor and the amount of multiplayer modes, and I think it's just one of the best games that most people have. I mean, now they play it now on Xbox, but at the time on N64, no one really played it.
Hmm.
It came out at a weird time, and it was an M-rated game on the Nintendo. I picked it up for $5 at Blockbuster, and and that's how I own it. And it was one of the best games I ever bought. So I love it.
Yeah, and the reason that this announcement it was only because if you remember, we got the announcement for GoldenEye, and then they're like, oh, it's also going to be on Xbox. Perfect Dark has been on Xbox for years at this point,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
um,
And Perfect Dark's such a big deal. I was trying to figure out how to play it with the Pro controller, trying to figure out which controls are right and stuff. And I'm tempted to just go buy a Nintendo N64 controller for the Switch. That's how big a deal Perfect Dark is for me. I'm like, okay, I'll go buy a $60 controller for this. So
a $60 30-year-old controller.
yeah, to play a 30-year-old game. Yeah,
Oh man, you know what would be dope is let's say that Perfect Dark, the new Perfect Dark, like pops off like in esports,
yeah.
uh, and then you've got some people who are like, oh, I'm on mouse and keyboard. Well, I'm just using the Elite controller, and you got like this one guy that's like he's up there with an N64 controller.
Oh yeah, you got to play the N64 controller, man.
That'd be dope. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Like here's the thing, they always the releases are not always great whenever it comes to the Nintendo expansion pack or the Nintendo Online. But
Yeah.
any time that they actually make an official announcement on their direct, it always pops off.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
this is great. So this is kind of like our segue into the first party. Donkey Kong Country returns again and again and again and again.
It's a fun game, but
It is.
I've got it on what has come out originally, Wii,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Wii and then
Uh
Wii U and then
yeah.
Wii
Yeah.
Me, Wii everybody, and
If you've never played it, it's fun. I think Tropical Freeze is more fun, but
well, no. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is also them kind of like dropping hints. That it's like, hey, this one is also Retro Studios. Guess what might be coming at the end of the direct? It's like
right,
they were
right.
they were subliminally telling us the entire time.
Yeah, yeah.
This you know what this is. This. I've always found Donkey Kong Country Returns to be very reminiscent of like the the 64 era and the Super Nintendo era, where like Mario comes out with his game first and then Donkey Kong builds upon it and honestly does it better, because you had Super Mario World, and Super Mario World's a great game, but then Donkey Kong Country is technically just a better game. And then you've got Super Mario 64. Then they come out with Donkey Kong 64, which I think is technically a better game, but I like Mario 64 better. Um, and then you have New Super Mario Brothers Wii, um, and then Donkey Kong Country Returns is just a better game through and through.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
it was always very reminiscent to that. So next up, Super Mario Party Jamboree.
I just noticed that Bowser's burning his pancake. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, yeah. The Goomba's got the pan in his mouth. If that's cast iron, he's burning his tongue right now.
Yeah.
And then you got Daisy with her hammer chasing after Waluigi, and
Yeah, this looked like a lot of fun. A lot of fun stages. The new, what was it, 20-player mode? That
yeah.
sounds like crazy. You know,
I don't
yeah.
think I gotta be honest. I don't think I've played a Mario Party game since like 5 or 6.
Oh, really? Yeah, we've got
Yeah.
the one on the Switch. We played a few times, but it's not like something we play all the time.
Yeah, you know what, whichever one was on the Wii, I think that would have been the last one I played. That might have been Mario
Mhm.
Party 7. Um, and it's not for lack of like, uh, no, 7 was on the GameCube. 8 was
Okay.
on the Wii. So I played Mario Party 8, and that would have been the last one that I played.
Mario
Uh,
Party is a get everybody together to play it at your house type game, and
we don't.
gaming kind of shifted. Like that was the big
Yeah,
thing to do during the N64 era. That it's kind of gone away to more online play.
yeah,
So I still think it's a great party game, get everybody together and stuff. But it's you know everything's shifted, which I'm the old guy. I'm like, oh, I remember those great 4-player parties we'd have.
yeah.
So
And then like I think we all knew like there were certain Mario Party games that like the wins meant more than other ones. Like, you know what I mean?
oh yeah.
Because like some of them were just total RNG based.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
but like if we're talking about like do you remember the one where like everyone's like on the balls walking
Oh
around?
yeah, 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 yeah,
Like
yeah.
you win that meant something.
I still remember playing that game, and my brother unplugged my controller in the middle of that game, and I was furious. I still think about that all the time. I'm like, oh, he unplugged that controller,
He's
and it
coming
was
for you.
like the last one of the last rounds. Right before we're at the game.
Yeah,
It really mattered to see who was going to get the star, and
yeah. Just putting Tim on blast here.
yeah, yeah, he's on blast.
I did you ever play Fusion Frenzy?
No,
So
no, I don't think so.
Fusion Frenzy was Xbox's Mario Party. They only came
Okay.
out with 2 of them. Uh, I loved that game as well. Um, because it did something extremely interesting, where you had like the different mini games and whatnot. And instead of like getting stars, the whole point was I'm gonna simplify it and just say that it was more or less just health. Um, so the more games you won, the more health you would get for the final round, and the final round was always the Fusion Frenzy, which was basically Power Stone. Um, and they took a lot of stuff from Mario Party as far as their mini games. Like they did the ball game, but it was like they were in like these cage balls, hitting around. So if I'm being honest, now that I think about it, I think I've played Fusion Frenzy more recently than Mario Party. um, but yeah, I mean, like if I could get some friends together to play Mario Party, I totally would. You know what it is though? Mario Party, it was always kind of more of a rental game than a game that you own. Like, people are coming over, so let's rent Mario Party.
Hmm.
And we don't really rent games anymore. That's not a
Oh
thing.
yeah, yeah. Or it wasn't a game that everybody owned. It was just the one friend in the group had the
Right.
game. Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
You had one guy who owned Mario Kart, one guy owned Smash Brothers, one guy owned Mario Party. We were always one that owned Smash Brothers, so we were primed and ready to become the fighting game gurus that we are. It was always in our blood. um, so then we have Mario and Luigi Brothership. I have never played a Mario and Luigi game.
I have
I don't.
played the first one, and I
I
really
don't.
enjoyed it. I just haven't. One
Now
with
that I think
Fawful and Cacaletta, I want to say her name was the bad guy. I remember it being very fun. I remember being a very long game, so I think that's probably why I haven't revisited the series. They're very lengthy, but they're fun. It's a lot of it's kind of like the Mario RPG battle system where it's all timed attacks where you hit the A button at the right time and the B button at the right time to get stronger attacks and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. I noticed that
So
whenever they did, because in the gameplay that he jumped on him, but they did like a little double jump.
yeah, you
Uh,
got to tap the A button at the right time and stuff to activate the special attack. So
I
they're
don't think
fun. They're very funny.
I don't
Very
think I've ever
silly
played an
games.
RPG, a Mario RPG. I don't think I've ever played one. Now that I think about it, I was gonna pick up Super Mario RPG and then I didn't.
You really
Um,
should.
I
You
should. I
really,
should.
really should. Yeah. Um, yeah, but they're like I said, they're very fun. People are wondering if maybe this one's co-op, and I don't know how I feel about that because it's kind of makes more sense as a one-player game, but who knows? I think the
Yeah,
title's catchy. Brothership. That's a funny title. So
yeah. I do like that. I do like that. I've always liked their names though, because they like Bowser's Inside Story. That was a
yeah.
fun. Like they've always been pretty good about their naming conventions. Real quick, give me 1 second. I'm curious because those are the two that stick out to me. And then there was Superstar Saga, Dream Team, Partners in Time, Paper Jam. Oh, there was a Mario and Luigi Paper Jam that was a crossover with Paper Mario. I didn't know that. All right. Okay, that's cool. Next up, we have this is one of the big ticket items here. What whenever the trailer first started playing, what did you think? Because I was convinced that I was like, oh, so they did Link's Awakening remake, so we're getting a Link to the Past remake. That's what I thought was happening.
I did. I thought it was going to be a Zelda playable game pretty early on. I thought I did think, oh, that's Link to Past Ganon, but Link's wearing the blue cloak from the recent games, so I knew it wasn't Link to the Past. So, and as soon as he shot the arrow, I was like, oh yeah, playable Zelda, here we go. And maybe that's just because I had heard Papa Gino's put that thought in my head that we were getting a playable Zelda So I kind of went into this thinking, oh, this is something new. So
I am curious because everyone knows that I am a Zelda timeline scholar. Um, you know what? I gotta go back because I don't remember having the. I didn't see him have the blue tunic from Breath of the Wild, so I gotta look at that because that changes
isn't
things.
that the opening scene? He's got the blue cloak on. He throws it to the side.
I don't know. Give me a second because
So here's my thought about this. I haven't heard
I
anybody bring up.
I would throw it up on the screen, but I'm afraid of copyright.
I think you're okay.
Okay. Okay. Well, I will not. I will not put sound. That's what we'll do.
Yeah. Now, if you played the Just Dance trailer, we might have some issues.
Okay, let's see. Oh, the hood and cloak, yeah. He does have the green tunic on though. That's interesting. Oh, okay, gotcha. So
Yeah.
so this is, hmm.
I didn't even really think about the timeline game. This to me feels like a Zelda handheld games, and I really don't pay too much attention to the timeline when it comes to Zelda handheld games. They're kind of doing their own thing usually. So
Yeah.
here was my thought though when I saw this. Legend of Zelda is a Triforce: courage, wisdom, and power. We had the courage game in Link's Awakening. This is the wisdom game. Are we getting a third game where you can play as Ganon and all your puzzle solving is all power things where you destroy things?
Actually, I would. I do love this shot
Mm-hmm.
because it's totally Breath of the Wild. Like
Mm-hmm.
that they're really evoking that. Um, but
And every time I see that shot, I know something new every time. I'm like, oh, I really want to go explore that. Oh, I want to go explore that. Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Um, so um, I would think. Um, did I just different one? I would think it would be more combat focused if we got one based around power with Ganon. Like
I think of destroying things, punching holes through walls. I'm trying to think
yeah,
of what exactly it would look like, but I think it would not surprise me if we got a third one in this art style that was
yeah.
a Ganon game. Uh, the other thing I wanted to point out is they've only showed us one item in this game. There's a
Oh
lot of this game they are
yeah,
not showing us, and it comes out in September 26th or something.
yeah.
So I think we'll get some type of Zelda Direct, like month before in August, that kind of shows off. There's a lot more to this game that they have not showed off yet.
Yeah. Um, did they name this wand, or is it just like you could check out Zelda's wand and
The Trirod.
the Trirod?
Yeah.
They should have called it the Wand of Gamelon.
Oh well, yeah. I wonder if
It's
there's. I mean, I'm sure they own the rights to that name, but also I don't know if they want to
no, they don't.
directly. They don't want to directly tie it back to the that game because everybody's like, wait, what? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, uh,
I'm
anyway,
glad they're using this art style again. I still want an Earthbound game in this art style,
yeah.
but yeah, this
This
is
is
this is great. This will mean that we get some more amiibos in this art style, which is also cool.
this is the third game in this art style, right?
Is it?
Yeah,
Where's
yeah.
the
Because Tears of the Kingdom.
in this my brain? Oh,
No,
because it has the mask,
because it has the mask.
the serial killer mask. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
um.
My
uh,
youngest son he just finished Breath of the Wild, so now he's starting to play Tears of the Kingdom, and so that's fun. He's been asking me all kinds of questions. I've already forgotten so much about the game. I'm trying to remember. It's like, oh yeah, so
I'm needing to make my way because I finished Tears of the Kingdom and then I like took a break instead of
mhm,
100%ing it. I need to get back to that because I did 100% Breath of the Wild.
mhm.
So I'm needing to 100% Well, okay, let me rephrase that. I 100% everything except for the Kokiri seeds because I'm not doing that.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not doing
So real quick about this game, I saw somebody complaining about this game, going, "Oh God, here's a girl boss. Here's this." So that's why I made the thumbnail about Beyond the Girls, because I understand that there are times when put a chick in it, make it lame, whatever from South Park, but I feel like
This
now it's
isn't one
turned
of them.
into any. I saw a comic strip where somebody was their wife was giving birth and they had a girl. They go, "Oh God, it's political," and it's like. I think that is the
Yeah,
reaction everybody has now. I'm like, no, this is
yeah.
something people have been asking for forever.
Oh yeah.
This is not this is not what you're complaining about. And
I mean, I remember whenever people thought that Zelda was going to be playable in Tears of the Kingdom, like
and and this is not something that's never happened before where we had the Zelda cartoon where she was very active in the show. She was not just a
yeah.
damsel in distress. This is and we've had all the fighting games, so
hmm
it's like
And then
chill out.
Sheik, like
Yeah. Yeah.
like the best Zelda game, the most famous Zelda game. We have Sheik.
Yeah. Did you
Uh,
notice in the one scene, it's got the Zolas being the Zoras.
yeah,
That's gonna be so cool. And
yeah.
here's the thing: the two things I like about the Zelda series are not the fighting mechanics. I don't, that's fun, whatever. It is puzzle solving, and it's the
Mhm.
side quests.
Yeah,
And so this game is puzzles and side quests from what we've seen so far. So I'm there.
yeah,
This looks like a lot of fun.
yeah. And like even especially with the 2D Zelda games, I don't think that the combat has ever been stellar.
No.
Um, so I also I mean like I would add a third thing. I love the world building, like just like the environmental storytelling,
Hmm.
which we get in spades in the Wild series or the Wild era of games. And I think we're going to get plenty of that in this game because I mean, if we're talking about timelines, if we're talking about like, because that's what I love. I love Zelda timelines. Um, the way we're going to find out when this takes place is through the environmental storytelling. Immediately looking at this, we know that this has to take place in the Fallen Hero timeline because this looks exactly like the map from uh, Link to the Past.
Yeah, well, the Ganon definitely looks like the Ganon from
Yeah.
those games, which is my favorite Ganon. I don't know why he's not in Smash Brothers. That drives me crazy that we cannot play as Ganon like that.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've always thought that'd be a cool character. Just like he'd be like a King K. Rool or something.
Yeah, he'd have the spear that he'd spin around the fire bats and everything. And he could teleport and everything. He'd be cool. He'd be
Yeah.
pretty cool. And you can reflect
Well,
his attacks back at him.
yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, that'd be so cool. Oh man. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us for Pop Culture Share.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's an awesome direct.
yeah.
Nintendo
It's
really came out firing, and
yeah, yeah. And then out of nowhere, they just dropped this bombshell.
yeah,
Uh, oh my god. You know what? Here's the thing. I didn't think I was gonna be pulling up any like trailers or anything, but since I've already done it, I mean, might as well shoot for the moon. We're gonna watch some Metroid Prime Beyond.
So I assume now I've played Metroid Prime 1 and
Mhm.
famously got stuck by the cloaked enemy and never continued playing it. Uh,
Mhm.
the Metroid games, I guess, since the Super Metroid, have a habit of showing off an area, and then that's not the area where most of the game takes place. So I think this is that intro area, and then when
Yes.
she's on the green planet, that's when she crash
Mhm.
lands or whatever, and where the game actually kind of starts.
Mm.
So I don't think the whole game is gonna be all explosions like this, like Call of
No, no,
Duty
no.
Metroid. I think this is just
No.
the intros of it.
So also, I don't know if she told you this, but I sent your wife this trailer because I knew it would annoy her.
Awesome.
When I was a kid, I was and still am obsessed with Metroid and Metroid Prime, to the point where my aunt, his wife, put a ban on me talking about Metroid while I was staying over at
He
their
was not
house.
allowed to use the M word while he
I was
stayed
not
with
allowed,
us.
I was not allowed to use the M word. Um, M as in Mike word. And so I went ahead and I just sent this trailer to her, and I think anytime there's any new information, I'm gonna like anytime there's a new trailer, I'm just gonna send her all the trailers. That's just what I'm gonna do. Uh, okay, so I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I'm gonna go ahead and say this. So this is probably going to be on both Switch and the new console. I think this is running on Switch. Like this trailer is the Switch trailer.
They have said it is.
Okay.
They came out and said this is all Switch. Is this the first time we've seen this gunship, or is this brand new for this trailer?
No. This gunship was the Metroid Prime 3 gunship.
Okay. And 20XD9, have we always known it was that time period?
That I don't know.
Okay, just wondering. I didn't know if you
yeah.
knew off the top of your head.
No. I think that.
And if you go back a little bit, what is that ship in the sky? Do we know? I'm sorry, I bug you for all these questions because my Metroid lore is not that great. When she looks out, and then it maybe it's just a cloud. Never mind. It's just no, that ship up there is one. Maybe
that one right there. I want to say that is that's a space pirate ship.
All right.
Yeah.
Is again, I'm bombarding you with questions. Sorry.
Yeah.
Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3 is Ridley in every game, or did Ridley eventually go away?
Ridley is in. I think he's just in the first one.
Okay, so
yeah,
it's unlikely we'll see Ridley in this. Okay. And they've been teasing Sylux for a long time, right?
Oh yeah. So Sylux, Sylux was a character that appeared in Metroid Prime Hunters, and he for those who don't know, this is Sylux right here. And oh my god, he's so dope. Sylux is one of like 8 hunters that were in the trailer, or not in the trailer, that were in that game, and there was nothing like, as story wise, there was nothing like extremely like. He was just one of the 8, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But he was it was kind of like a Boba Fett thing where he was the one that stuck out to everybody. And so Hunters came out in between Echoes and Corruption. So Echoes, so Corruption had like a kind of a post-credit scene. If you got the certain percentage of scans, like in every Metroid game. Where Samus, shoots off into hyperspace, and then in classic Boba Fett fashion, I think his ship decloaks and he's following her. And we always knew that it was Sylux's ship because he's got a very distinct ship. Then we got a Metroid game on the 3DS called Federation Force, and in Federation Force, the post-credit scene was Sylux, and here we'll show this right here. It was actually Sylux. The whole point of Federation Force was Metroid eggs, and so Sylux stole at the end of the game. He stole the Metroid eggs, and so this is Sylux This is them paying off Federation Force. So, unfortunately for people who don't, I actually like the game. For those who don't like that game, unfortunately, Federation Force is extremely important to this game. So
was Federation Force a 3DS game, or what was that on?
Federation Force was a 3DS game. Was it official? I can't remember if it was officially a Metroid Prime. Okay, so it was officially Metroid Prime Federation Force. It was kind of like it was kind of like Destiny, or just very much it was a 4-player co-op like raid game.
I wonder if
Uh,
they'll re-release this or something.
I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't be a re-release. This would 100% have to be some sort of remake.
Hmm.
Because I mean, even if I'm being honest, even for 3DS standards, this doesn't look that great.
Hmm.
Um, but see, now I'm looking at it, I'm like, I really did like this game. Most people did. I liked it. Now the final boss was a complete and utter disappointment. Because Blast Ball was the multiplayer, and it was a fun game. It was kind of like a first-person shooter version of Rocket League. But the final boss, for those who don't know, it was a mind-controlled Samus. Um, but but it was just a game. She was stuck in her morph ball mode, and it was just a game of Blast Ball. That was the final boss.
Oh,
Yeah. So, but yeah. So this game is going to be extremely
I was
important.
picturing like a final boss of Samus with like this Metroid hybrid strapped to her head where she couldn't get it off, and now it's controlling her. And then you're like, no, it's a game of
Right.
Blast Ball.
No, yeah, no. It would. See, something like that would be so. Hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna show you what this is. It's it's something. And I said this. I said this. On like my Facebook and Instagram posts about this. I still am probably a bigger Zelda fan than I am a Metroid fan, but that's only because, if I'm being honest, it's easier to be a Zelda fan than a Metroid fan.
Yeah.
I mean, like if we're talking about like just like my obsession, um, also if you need car insurance, Flo's got.
We are not sponsored by Progressive.
I actually have Geico myself, so.
Yeah, I think for YouTube though, we have to say we're not sponsored.
Oh yeah, we're not sponsored or anything by any of this, and oh yeah, and it's chibi style. Do you remember what the Federation troopers looked like in Echoes?
Echoes is Metroid Prime 2, right?
Yes. That was what.
Yeah.
Yeah. So technically, that's what these guys are supposed to be.
Mm.
See, the Master Brain has controlled her.
Master Brain. What?
Master Brain.
I don't like that either, Caleb. Mother Brain and Father Brain, I will accept. Master Brain, no.
Father Brain? What is he, a priest?
Wasn't that in Metroid Prime 3? Wasn't there a Father Brain?
No. So it was Metroid Prime 3 had these Aurora units.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you know what? I'm in the Slade Twitch group, and one of the users there is named Father Brain. That's probably my brain is thinking that. Oh, okay.
Father Brain. It's just a priest. It's like, do you know
No.
the?
It's Father Brain as a priest.
Yeah.
From the Captain N cartoon.
Yeah. But yeah, so like whenever I say
Eggplant Wizard and King Hippo as little altar boys. Yeah.
Oh God. So whenever I say that Samus is the final boss of Federation Force, I mean like this is not what you picture, right?
No,
Like,
no, of course not. I'm thinking like Smash Brothers, where Samus comes down and like, let's fight.
Yeah, and like I said, I actually do really like this game. I will 100% admit that this boss fight sucks. Like you got to be able to be objective about something. So let me where's Master Brain at? Master Brain. Master Brain. Master Brain. That's the Master Brain right there, yeah.
Okay, I guess I'll allow it, but fine. Yeah, I think Mother Brain's one of the great Nintendo bad guys. So,
oh man, I wish that like You know what's weird? I always considered, and I don't. Now that I think about it, I don't know if it's ever been the case. I've always thought of Metroid as like, you know, Mario is Nintendo's number one, Zelda's their number two. I've always thought, like as a kid, like Metroid was their number three. I think that was just in my mind. I don't think it's ever been that.
I mean, if you ignore all the other Mario games, like Mario Kart would be massive. So if you take out like Mario Kart, Mario Party, and stuff, uh, it's either Metroid or like maybe Donkey Kong would probably be number three.
But you got Pokemon as well.
Oh, and Kirby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think the Metroid like being third place, I think that was just in my mind.
Well, I think what hurt Metroid was there was no N64 entry.
There was no N64 entry, and then Other M really did a number.
Yeah, Other M almost killed the franchise forever.
I mean, it kind of did, and then Mercury Steam or whatever it was, they're like, hey, we got this cool idea. We want to remake Metroid Fusion. And then Miyamoto's like, why would you want to remake a good game? Here's Metroid 2. Remake a bad game, make it better.
Hey, don't diss Metroid 2. I played that game to death back in the day.
It's a bad game. Even Miyamoto said that's why that is why they remade that's why Samus Returns exists.
All right.
And then after Samus Returns is like, you know what? You remember Metroid Dread, the thing that we teased all the way back in 2002? Let's give it to him. Sure. And then finally but yeah, so
have we done a show on Nintendo franchises that need to make a comeback, like Kid Icarus and stuff?
I think we've talked about it. I don't think we've ever actually done it. Right. So we need to we will add that to the list.
The ever expanding list, yes.
You know, I'd rather.
Oh no, he's
have
made
an
the whole
expanding
show
list than not a list at all. So
yeah, you roboted for just a second, but I think you're okay now. So it's the end of the show though, so we're good.
You know what it is? I know. Do you want to know what it is? It's because I had everything loaded into Chrome except for the list, and so then I opened up Opera GX, and then I immediately start rebutting. So it is Opera GX. That's the problem.
Okay. All
right. So I'm putting it into Chrome now. We are good. And we're gonna do Nintendo franchises that need to make a comeback.
Okay. Maybe just put video game franchises in general. Doesn't have to be necessarily Nintendo, but we'll figure it out. All right. So every once in a while at 2 a.m. I get really bad insomnia, and I have really like my brain will not shut off, and I start having these crazy ideas. And so one of them was an idea for a show. We're gonna try it next week. It may be a flop. It may not be.
I didn't respond to it because I didn't necessarily understand it, but I'm down for it.
And I'm kind of I kind of don't want you to fully understand it till we actually do it. So
okay.
But there'll be some type of Marvel ranking thing that'll happen next week involving Caleb.
Have you seen those videos? Was like, can you rank these anime without knowing what the next one is? Is it gonna be like that?
I've never seen one of those videos, but maybe that is what it is.
Like, are you gonna tell me a Marvel character and then I'm like, oh yeah, they're number one? And
no. So we will have open a like Google Sheets, and so I'll say Ant-Man. So you'll start off with Ant-Man. Then I'll say Black Widow. Do you rank her above him or below?
Oh, okay.
Once you place them, though, you can't move them. You can place someone else above or below. But once they're locked in, they're locked in.
And like, let's say you say another character. Can I put someone in between Ant-Man and Black Widow?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But you can't say, oh, you know what, I was wrong. Ant-Man actually goes above Black Widow or whatever. You can't change that after you've locked them in there. So
no, Ant-Man does not.
so what we're going to try to do is I'm going to do this off screen. You're not going to be able to see my list. We will see how different our lists will be when we're done.
Okay.
And if you want to play along at home, you can. I think it'll be fun. We're gonna try this. Like I said, it
Yeah.
could be a really dumb idea, but sometimes I just have these wacky ideas, and I just want to do something a little different next week. So that'll
Yeah.
be next week's show. And if we like this, then maybe we'll do it with DC characters later on. So
That one's gonna be the hardest for me. Like honestly, that would be one where like I have to do that off screen and then I give it to you.
yeah, maybe that's what we do. Yeah. So that'll be next week, right here on Culture Shark Sundays at 4 Eastern. We're also going to start trying to do more shorts. Caleb did a weird one about Oreos that just blew up. We don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened. Like,
how many views is it up to? Because when I checked last, it was like 700 something views.
It's over 1,000 at this point.
It's over 1,000. It's a fine video, but it's not like 1,000 views.
No.
Great. I don't know.
Can I be honest? I made it for like my Instagram reels because I thought it'd be funny to post it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna say I worked hard on it. I'm like, I edited this. I put a small amount of effort. Let's just put it up as a short, and just cause we need more shorts out there. And then like, I don't know what happened. I don't know
if it's the title, like you won't believe what happened or something. Everybody's like, click.
I didn't think this was possible. Because I didn't think it was possible that someone like me could get the dark side Oreos. I thought I was guaranteed the light side Oreos.
Yeah. So anyhow, we might do some weird shorts like that.
Yeah.
I'd always like to do more videos in general. It's just This is not our full-time job. So anyhow, come back next week, Sunday at 4 Eastern. Be sure to hit the like button. Leave a comment. Those types of things really help us in the YouTube algorithm. And, we can do more cool stuff the more you all get involved. So we really encourage that. But until next time, I've been Final Monkey.
And I'm Caleb.
We'll catch you next time in the Shark Pond.
See ya.